Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a good one for you guys today. I'm recapping the latest episode of Love is Blind season 6, the finale episode, guys. If you've seen it, you know why I am like, I can't believe it. The audacity of these people, guys. Like, please, guys. I want to know your reaction to the finale. What did you think? Who do you think was the worst? But before all that, guys, please make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. It's free, guys. It's literally free to just click on the subscribe button. Please, thank you. And guys, share this video as well. Turn on your notifications so the next time I make a video, you already know and you just have to come and watch it. Okay, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you. Now let's get right into it. Before we do though, I have to make a disclaimer. This show, I understand this reality TV, like I get the whole thing, but we have to remember that people are coming to find the love of their life. Like, people are trying to get married, so don't come on this show if you know you're not trying to do that. It's really pretentious and it's just annoying. I know it makes for great entertainment and obviously it's a reality TV, but people are getting hurt in this whole process. So it gets annoying when you're watching it, and we, as we watch it, right, we get to like love these people. We get into their lives, we meet their families, and we actually get invested and we actually want them to find love. So when they don't, we kind of take it personal. Or when we say, I take it personal. And we'll talk all about it in this episode. Like, you know what, without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so this episode, we start with Jimmy and Chelsea. I know everybody knows that relationship was not going to work. Even Jimmy and Chelsea knew that relationship was not going to work. Did I think that we're going to break up before the altar or at the altar? I actually thought we were going to break up at the altar. And funny thing is that I actually think that Jimmy may have been persuaded to say yes if he got to the altar. So I think he already knew, like, you know what, there's no point. So might as well just do it right now. So now they sit down. They've had a lovely time. They've gone on rides, they've gone on roller coasters, it's been beautiful, and then they sit down, and that's where we kind of ended last episode, because Jimmy was talking to Chelsea, and he told her, like, hey, you know what, I don't even know where you stand in this marriage thing, like, what are you going to say at the altar? And at first, Chelsea was acting all, oh, you know, we've had a lot of issues in this relationship, but you know what, right now, I'm going to say yes, because despite the issues that we've had, we've always been able to work through it, and of course I'll say yes. And at that point, Jimmy's like, you know what, I came on this process to find a wife. You're everything that I'm looking for. You know, you're gonna make a great wife, but I'm not gonna say yes. I'm not going to the altar. And Chelsea's face just changes. And at that point, I think Chelsea knew that Jimmy was saying the right thing. At that point, it looked more like she wanted to just get married, and she wasn't really thinking about the fact that Jimmy was the wrong person. Jimmy's not even the wrong person. She's just not emotionally ready to get married. I know she thinks she's been divorced, she's worked on herself, but she's not done that. She has a lot of work to do, because she's everybody's insecure about something in life, one or two or even three things. Chelsea projects that insecurity in every single thing that she does, and it's just really bad for even we to even root for her. I can't believe we started this whole thing with us rooting for Chelsea in the beginning, you know, that yeah, she may have lied, but like, you know, she's just a girl that wants to fall in love. And we made Jimmy look like this villain. I'm sorry, guys. Nobody can say that Jimmy was not looking for a wife on Love is Blind. Nobody can say that. Jimmy was validating her feelings. Jimmy was emotionally there for her. Jimmy was there for her at every turn. Even when she was trying to act all, you know, crazy and fishing for things, when she was implying, or she even stated that Jess was at the last party he went for that was for his frat guys thing. And he was like, Jess wasn't even there. You could tell she was fishing. And at every turn, he was trying to validate that. He was emotionally there for her. Oh, he hasn't kissed me all day. Oh, he hasn't said it. When he says, I love you, he says it more like, love you. Girl, stop. If you're going to pinpoint at everything he does, he's never going to feel secure. He's never going to feel like, oh, I can't even like be free or be myself in this relationship. Anyways, he tells her that, I'm not getting married. I don't think we should go to the altar. It is what it is. And at that point, she's pissed. And she feels like, you wasted my entire time. You knew you were never going to say yes, but you kept, you know, toiling and taking me through all this BS, only for you to say no. Like, you knew you were not going to say yes, so why put me through all this? That was kind of where Chelsea was getting at. And he kept saying, look, no, it's not about that. You betrayed my trust. And you also have rocked my friend's reputation. You've destroyed her reputation, because whether we like it or not, the friend did not sign up to be on this show. When you come on a show like this, right, producers are going to tell you want to see your family. If you notice, you don't even see some of them's family, because some people are not comfortable on camera, or they say, I'm not going to sign a release, I don't want to be on TV. Jimmy had to talk to this girl. It's like, hey, I'm doing this thing. You guys are like my closest friends. I really want you guys to be there for me. He's putting them out there, because now we know their names, right? We know their names. And now he's telling Chelsea in confidence because that's supposed to be the girl he's supposed to get married to. And obviously you don't want to go into a relationship or go into a marriage keeping this kind of secret from your wife. Like, yeah, this is my friend, but yeah, we've messed around. We've been intimate once, but hey, we're just friends now. And it's been so long ago. I'm only telling you because we're going to be husband and wife. And then that's off camera because I'm trying to protect my friend who has already been shown on camera. And maybe if the friend wasn't shown on camera, it would have been easy for Chelsea to say all that and then nobody would really know who this friend is. But now we're not crazy. We know it's between those girls. We know it's between the two of them. You know? And is it good even for them? Because what if the girl has a boyfriend that she hasn't even told? It's really spoiling her even life, like her own reputation. So I can understand where Jimmy's coming from. Like, you betrayed my trust. I told you something off camera and you brought it on camera. You brought it out on camera. And in that moment, she's like, oh my God, it's just that one argument. It's just that one argument. And he's like, well, it's not just that thing. But that one argument made me realize that I can't do it because you broke my trust. It's a multiple of different things, but that argument kind of blew everything out of proportion. And at that point, she's like, oh my God, so all I just said was that you were intimate with your friend. It's weird that you guys talk all the time. It's weird that you guys are always texting. I'm allowed to feel the way that I feel. Yeah, you're allowed to. But because he told you off camera, babe, you could have told him off camera as well. Not everything is supposed to be on TV. No. And at that point, he's like, you know what? Keep reminding me why we're not going to the altar. And I was like, oh my God. Chelsea, stop. If you're trying to salvage this relationship, you're not doing the right thing. And at that point, his mind was already made up. And then he even brings it up to her like, you know what? When we got engaged and we got our phones back, you quickly called your ex-boyfriend or your ex. We don't know if it's an ex-boyfriend or the ex-husband. And, to tell him you were engaged. And I didn't say anything wrong with it. And I never brought it out to kind of, make you feel bad. And then she's like, well, because we don't talk all the time. You and this particular girl talk all the time. Do I understand it? Do I think I can marry someone that is extremely close to a female friend, especially if they've even had something? No, I'm going to feel some type of way about it. But you know what? I'm not going to expose him on camera, especially when I know the girl did not sign up for it and the girl has already been seen on camera. I'll talk about that off camera. That's true. That is the truth. But the fact that she brought it up on camera and she's doubling down on it again, Jimmy's like, you know what? It's done. It's done. And then obviously Chelsea's pissed. She's like, you wasted my time. You were never going to say yes. You just wanted to do it all for all this nonsense. And then he's like, I loved you. Like, I literally do. Like, I told you. But the way you kept on, when I'm telling you something, we go on all the couples are meeting and you're emphasizing that Amy and Johnny are the strongest couple. That doesn't even give us faith in this our thing. So you don't even have faith in our relationship then. So he's trying to explain things to her, but Chelsea doesn't understand where she messed up. So obviously she's still pissed about the whole thing. You wasted my time. And then she's like, come on, are you really set on us not getting married? And he's like, yeah, I made my mind up. I'm set on it. She cries, she walks away, she leaves. And then he's like, oh, prior to that, she was like, look, we just went, to do like our wedding dance. We've gone to check our reception. Like, we had a great day. Why would you just change your mind all of a sudden? And I think at that moment, when they sat down, he was probably just thinking about everything and he's like, nah. And if you have to look at things like this, Jimmy has known this his friend for years. He just met Chelsea. And even though Chelsea had broken his trust, if that was the only thing she did, maybe. But all those, little things that she's been doing along the line, fishing for the whole thing with Jess, talking about the fact that, you go out all the time. When he literally went out for an hour and half of the journey was just trying to get to the place and then come back home, which he actually even confirmed that, yeah, he was gone for a short period of time, especially when he even invited her to go. Your husband-to-be is like, hey, I'm going to hang out with my college friends. Don't you want to meet them? You're meant to go. I don't understand. Now he's not even saying you're clingy, obviously, because he's asking you to come with him. And obviously, while he's breaking up with her, she brings up the whole clingy comment. Like, you said I was clingy. You said that you were not going to initiate, us being intimate. You said a lot of things, and I didn't do anything. I forgave you. And this one thing that I said, you can't forgive me. And it's like, well, because it's not about me. It's somebody else. You betrayed. Like, this is like a trust that you betrayed, I think my hair has flyaways. This is like a trust that you betrayed. You're not just understanding it. But in the end, they are done. Can I say I feel bad for this relationship? No. In my mind, I was like, great job. I just thought you guys were going to do it at the altar. It would have been more dramatic, but I can understand why Jimmy's like, nah. Because if he gets to the altar, he might actually be persuaded to change his mind. And he would say yes. And it would have been horrible because they're not meant for each other. Chelsea is not emotionally ready to get married to anybody. Chelsea needs time to work on herself. She needs a lot of work. If it's married that she wants, She needs to really work on herself to be more secure in herself, because that insecurity will always raise its ugly head. There's always a finer person. There's always a nicer person. There's always a more empathetic person. There's always a more passionate lady. There's always something better out there. That's the truth. If you think you're the flyest person that ever walked, that's a lie. There's someone flyer than you. There's someone finer than you. There's someone nicer than you. Whatever you think you can bring to the table for your husband, somebody else can do it better. The difference is you guys love each other and you guys want to do it together. So if you're not secure in the fact that I'm not the best, but I'm the best for the person I'm with, I don't know, again, that's the truth, because you will never be there's always someone better at everything. This is why this is life. But you have to be content with what you bring to the table, and you have to be confident in that this is what I bring to the table. If you cannot do ABC, if you cannot fit into this box that this is what I have, leave me alone. And you have to be secure in yourself to be like, look, I don't look like Megan Fox, but I'm one bad bitch. Okay? You have to be confident in that. I might not be the nicest person, but I can crack a joke. Or I'm actually really nice. So I might not be the person that might give you everything I own, but I'll give you a portion of it. You have to be secure in yourself. Be a good person, be secure in yourself, put yourself out there, you'll find somebody. But when at every freaking step, you're insecure, at every freaking step, how can you say, oh, he didn't tell me I love you. The way he says I love you is weird. He didn't kiss me all day. Girl, it is one guy that really validated anyone's feelings in this entire season of Love is Blind, where the men were not even validating feelings. Look at Kenneth. Couldn't even validate anything with Brittany, to the point that Brittany felt she wasn't even attracted to him anymore, and they broke up. Look at the situation with Jeremy and Laura. Same thing. Jeremy wasn't there because his mind was not even in the relationship. Let's be for real. The moment they had the first argument, Jeremy was checked out. He started thinking of Sarah Ann. And we know what happened with that nonsense. So it's unfortunate. Goodbye, Jimmy and Chelsea. It was fun while it lasted. I cannot wait to the reunion. I want to see what would happen at the reunion. All right. So now we have the Bachelorette and the Bachelor's party. And remember, we only have 2 couples left, because we've lost Jeremy and Laura. We've lost Kenneth and Brittany. We've lost Chelsea and Jimmy. So we're only left with Eddie and Clay and Johnny and Amy. So they're having their Bachelor's party and their Bachelorette party. Guys, Eddie and Amy looked beautiful. Everything was great. It was really nice. They had this conversation. Even though the conversation, I felt like Eddie was trying to make fun of Amy with the whole you guys are not intimate thing, and saying, oh, I have to test drive it before I buy it. And Amy was like, well, I'm still not on birth control. We haven't come to a conclusion on that yet, but we love each other, so we'll work it out. And Eddie's like, girl, I don't believe you. Like, you can't tell me that's not happening. Or she doesn't say that to Amy. She says it to us. Like, she's not believing that, that she doesn't think that they're not being intimate. She thinks maybe they're just being coy about it. Maybe they are. It's their thing. Who knows? And it's none of our business at the end of the day, right? Then we see what Journey and Clay are talking about. Their friends are there as well. And the way these men are talking, guys, I'm like, oh my God. Clay is so reformed. Oh my God. Was I wrong about Clay? Like, was my first impression about Clay wrong? I've dogged on Clay every freaking episode because I felt like he's been preparing AD for like this horrible life that he's going to give her, and the fact that just know that I'm going to be cheating on you from the moment we get married. I've never seen another red flag walking than Clay. Literally telling you every episode, get ready, I'm gonna cheat on you, because I haven't seen any black man that hasn't cheated. I haven't seen any good black man. All I know is cheating. So you know what? Get ready, because that's what you're gonna get. Like, that's what I get from Clay every freaking episode. But this episode, oh my God, this scene, he was like, I love her. I can't wait to get married. Like, she's everything I've ever wanted. She validates me. She does, and that's how you know when there's a problem. When a guy is only saying everything that you do for him and not saying anything that he does for you, that's a problem. When you're saying, she makes me feel this, she makes me feel this, she makes me feel like this, she makes me this, she makes me that. What do you do for her? How do you make her feel? How? And you can even tell when Johnny was having his own conversation and he was like, the way Amy, I love the way Amy is ABC. I love the way Amy is this. Amy, no. But Clay's was, she makes me feel, she makes me this. But in that instant, he was professing love. He was talking about the fact that, hey, I love the fact that it's just you and I think they were really close, and, it's just the both of us. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Who could have thought we're the only ones that are getting married? Well, I'm ready to get married. I can't wait to see my bride. Just in that moment, I was like, I actually wrote, the men are in love in my notes, because I was like, oh my God, these men are in love. Yes, finally. And that is where I messed up, because I should have always thought about my first instinct. My intuition is not wrong, but we'll get to that. I'm really like, okay, these guys are in love, you know? Like the way Clay is professing, it's like, damn, to be the woman that a guy is professing love to like that, you're like, this girl is lucky, you know? And even Johnny is just a sweetheart. He's, mwah. He really is a guy that guys should actually aspire to, in how you want to communicate your feelings when you're happy, when you're not happy. You can express yourself in a very communicative way and not be rude and not be condescending, and also speak to the person with love. Unlike some other people that are like using motivational words, Clay. Anyways, and then we leave that part. They cheers the fact that they're the only ones there. They're ready to get married. They're in love and all of that. And now we see AD and Clay's wedding, guys. Whew. AD looked. I'm a girl, and I'm a straight girl at that. But I'm not even gonna lie. That body on AD, guys. I have never seen a more motivation to go to the gym, and I hate working out. But when I saw that girl's body, I'm like, if I had her body, I would only wear bikini everywhere. Even in winter, I would only wear bikinis because, oh my God, what the hell? Her body looked so good. She looked so beautiful in that dress. Oh my God, she looked really good in that gown. She looked so good, and she wore the chain that he got her. You know, she was like, you know, hey, Clay got me this. And then her mom came and her siblings came, and she kept saying it like, this is what she's always wanted, you know, I want to get married. And we see the timeline of their relationship, right from when Clay was acting like a crazy person in the pod, to when he was professing love, to when he was telling her about the fact that love is blind-ish, you know, to when he wanted someone that had big bum and had the lips, all this nonsense, all the superficial rubbish, you know, to the point that he kept telling her like, look, you know, I want to give you this life, I want to give you this, I want to give you this, I want this for you. And I remember I called it out episodes ago, because I'm like, why are you saying I want to do this for you? It's about the both of you. It's your marriage. So why are you not saying this is what I want for us? You're not giving a girl a marriage. It's both of you. It's a union. Anyways, her mom comes in. Her mom is, you know, obviously happy. She's the first to get married, so everyone is, you know, happy about it. She talks about how much she loves Clay. They talk about Clay's mom, how Clay's mom is, and, you know, like Clay's mom and her mom are just going to be like friends. Her mom is like, that is the mother-in-law I've always wanted for my kids. I'm really, really happy. I love her. You know, she's everything. She's solid. And then we see Clay as well with his friends and his brothers. His brothers are cute, FYI. I peeped that. He's talking with his brothers. You know, all of them are talking about how much change he's made. You know, how transparent he's been, because it's like, you know, you guys know me. You guys know I'm not really about that life. Like, you guys I'm always like, I can't fall in love. I'm so pissed. You know, you guys already know how I don't like, you know, I'm not that guy that is in love, but man, I fell in love. I'm now that guy. I can't wait to meet my wife. I'm ready to get married. I'm ready. Are you Clay? In that moment, oh, I'm ready to get married. I can't wait to meet my wife. I can't wait for this. Oh, this is what I've always wanted. And even his friends and his brothers were like, you know, we've known you to be that guy that's been like, you know, on the fence. Not really about this life. So it's really nice to see that you're about this life now. And then we see Clay's dad. And I kid you not, guys. The moment I met Clay's dad, I understood exactly who Clay is. Clay is a walking red flag because of his dad. Like, black men and men in general, you need to do better when it comes to your boys. I don't care if you and your wife are not together, if that's your baby mama. Be in your boys' lives, because these boys you're creating crazy children out here. Guys, I don't give a shit about girls. Guys, I don't care about people's feelings. And it's not good. It's really, like, when you see Clay's dad, you understand why a good black father, why a good father figure is important in the life of a kid. You really understand it. I'm not saying that the single moms are not doing it well. No, I'm not saying that. But if you know you have a dad, he needs to be present in the boys' lives. He really needs to. You know what? Even if the dad is not going to be there, at least have a good father figure. It can be an uncle, it can be a granddad, somebody that will show this guy the right way to live. Because these boys, these days, especially when they're with a player kind of dad, they grow up to be worse people. And when Clay has been using all those his buzzwords, his motivational words, this therapy, like using these therapy words, it's all bullshit. And I called it out. And when the moment I met his dad, I knew exactly who he was. He is that guy, because that's the same kind of person his dad is. Why am I getting married and my freaking father is talking about why he did not make the Olympic team? It's not about you. Your son is getting married. Your son is getting married. You're supposed to be giving a fatherly advice. You're talking about the fact that, you know what, I almost made the Olympic team. But I broke my hamstring. And how does that correlate to your son getting married, sir? And then he start using these crazy buzzwords. It's not about the journey, it's a climb. It's not about the movement, it's a journey. It's not about the... No. And in that moment, I'm like, this guy is an F-boy. This is the reason why Clay is like that. Look at the father figure he has. And you can tell that he adores this man. Horrible. Your dad is not a swerve guy. He's not a swerve person as you were trying to... Your father is an freaking fuck boy. He's a walking red flag. And you are at the back of him, following him with your own red flag. That's who your dad is. When I met his mom, I'm confused as to how his mom stayed with the dad for over 20 years. Because that woman looked like a saint. I don't know if she is, but that's what she looked like on TV. Anyways, to be with that man is a gaslighter. You can tell even the way he was even speaking with his son, very manipulative. You're not even talking about, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. You're getting married. You're going to be a good, don't follow in my crazy footsteps of being a bad dad. Sorry, not a bad dad, of being a bad husband. Be a good husband to your wife. Do not cheat on your wife. The things I did were wrong. You don't have to be like me. He didn't say any of those things. No. He kept saying the weirdest things. He didn't give any fatherly advice. And in that moment, Clay is like, I know who my dad is, so I take the things I'm taking and the things I'm like, do not take anything this guy is saying because he didn't say anything. I can never watch someone speak for maybe 2-3 minutes and not say anything sensible. Go back and watch the clip with Clay's dad. Tell me if you picked anything that made sense in that moment, in the context of why we're watching. Your son is about to get married. What kind of advice was he giving? Didn't even make sense. Saying a whole bunch of rubbish. And obviously he knew there was a camera in his face, so he has to try to sound profound. Meanwhile, you're sounding like a dummy. In real time. Anyways, the dad leaves. Then he's walking down the aisle with his mom. And his mom tells him, look, whatever is going to happen today, it's fine. I've met the girl, I like her, but at the end of the day, of course, you're my kid. Do not feel the rush to get married. She tells him some things. At that moment, I was like, okay, I get why the mom is saying all those things. Of course, because at the end of the day, it is an accelerated process. But do not come on the show if you know you're not ready. Don't come on the show if you know you're not ready. The show is not for people that are trying to figure out what they want to do in life. It's not. I've said this in 1,000,001 times. I know it's a reality TV. I know what time it is. I understand. But at the same time, just don't come if you know you're not ready to get married. Don't come. Don't come on the show. Go for another Netflix show. There's so many Netflix crazy shows. Go for Squid Game. Go for Too Hard to Handle. Go for The Trust. There's so many ways to become an influencer on Netflix. Anyways, he's walking down the aisle. Oh, everyone is like, oh wow, looks fine. He's greeting everyone. He looked good. And guys, I kid you not, when he was talking with his mom, I was teary a bit. Because it was like, oh wow, every mom's dream is to see their kid get married, right? So I'm sure in that moment, the mom is like, oh, my son's getting married. And I'm a human being. I was getting a bit teary-eyed. And I cannot believe myself. In that moment, I was like, damn, Clay has changed. He cannot wait to marry this girl. He even said it like, I cannot wait. I'm ready. Let me go get my girl. He gets to the altar, greets everyone. He's standing there. And then AD comes, looking beautiful. That body walks down the aisle. She's already emotional, and she said some things in in her confessional before she came out. I'm ready. This is what I've always wanted. I love this man. Whatever. He's everything. Black excellence. I have a problem with the word black excellence because I just feel like every time people say it, it's like they're jinxing. It's like a jinx to the black excellence itself. Let me tell you that you're portraying black excellence. Don't tell me that you're portraying black excellence. Because when you say that, then you start messing up and it's like, oh, damn it. Not another black person messing up and spoiling our good name. You get what I mean? Anyways, she comes out looking beautiful. She gets up to the altar and they start the whole thing. And then they get to the point where they have to give like their own vows, right? And then she's talking, they're kicking, they're bantering, and then, she's just talking about the fact that, look, I like the fact that we're cool. We're homies, but I love you. I love everything. I cannot wait to grow this thing even more. All right, it's time to determine if love is blind. Do you take him to be your husband or whatever? I do. It gets to Clay's turn, and then Clay starts, and he's like, this process has taught me this, has taught me that, but I'm not ready to get married. At that moment, he's like, I don't want to get married. AD is like, what the fuck? And even me, I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Oh my goodness. What are you doing? You had ample time to tell this girl no. I get it. We like it for the drama and the reality TV vibe to say no at the altar. But like, his reasoning didn't even make sense. At that moment, he says no. AD is like, what the hell? Her mom looks at her. She looks at her mom. Everyone is in shock. And she's like, let's go. They all leave. She goes into the room. She's crying. And she said something that really hurt me. And girls have suffered in this life. I'm not saying that girls are not bad people too when it comes to relationship. We have our shortcomings. But we always get the short end of the stick. We do. I'm sorry, we do. And in that moment, she was crying and she's like, I'm just never enough. And like, I'm tired of giving this man every part of me and not being enough. And that's, everybody can feel that pain. Everybody, man or woman, every human being can feel it. Everybody. When you felt like, damn, I've tried everything and I'm still not good enough for whatever situation that case is. I felt it when she said it, I felt really bad for her. I felt her heartbreak. I felt her anger. And I'm not even her friend. And I wasn't even there. I don't even know her. I'm watching through my screen. She's crying. And then, her sister is like, he's not the one for you. We all thought he was, but he's not even man enough for you. He's not the one for you. The one for you will not do that to you. Facts. And then next thing we see Clay. And Clay is like, I wasn't ready. And in that moment, I'm like, oh my God, Jessica, why don't you even listen to yourself? How did this guy try to change your mind in this final episode? When all season long, you've been saying it that this guy is an F-boy. This guy is setting this girl up to cheat on her. This guy is not ready for marriage. This guy is not the one for her. This guy is not ready for this. This guy is a red flag. How in this last episode was I already changing my mind? I'm like, oh my God, Clay is a changed man. Oh my God, he's ready to marry this girl. Oh my God, this whole thing worked. How am I letting this man change my mind? And at that moment, I was like, damn, always listen to yourself, babe. You were right about this guy. You were really right from jump. From reading his profile, even before I saw episode 1, when I did the middle cast video, it's in my channel, guys. You go watch it. I read this guy to a T. A red flag working. Walking, a red flag, waving it, the ambassador. I said it, and I don't know how and that's to show the level of manipulation this guy did, because I didn't even, in that last episode, I was actually thinking, wow, he really loves her. So imagine what he was telling this girl when the cameras were not there. If we, as viewers, some of us, because some people's mind never changed, some people were never swayed into believing his BS. The dummy, I was bamboozled. I was bamboozled into thinking Clay was a changed person. I accept. And I should have listened to myself, because he's been a fuckboy since the first episode. I changed my mind. Watching the scenes, this last episode, I was like, oh my God, I was wrong. I can't believe it. Clay's a good person. I wrote it in my notes. Oh my God, Clay has grown on me. He's such a good person. I wrote it there. These men are in love. Clay cannot wait to marry his girl. I wrote it there in my notes. I'm crazy. Imagine if me, that has had this whole perception of this boy after watching him every freaking episode of this man, and in the last episode I'm changing my mind about him. Imagine what AD would have been battling within her brains. And then he's like, I wasn't ready to get married. Now he's talking to us, I wasn't ready to get married. I thought of two things when it was time to, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, do I really love this girl? No, I don't. I don't even know anything about her finances. Did you ask her? Did you sit down and say, okay, how much are you going to bring to this marriage? I remember when he said walkthrough of his house. He told her, like, look, I already own my house, so move in. I don't care. Make it your home. And you even told your friends, like, we've been living seamlessly well together. You said those things. So what do you mean by, I don't know her finances? And let me tell you something. Men do not care about a girl's finances. They don't. I've never seen a man say, I'm not marrying her because she's not the head of the company. I've never seen a man say, I'm not going to marry her because she doesn't. No. A man will want you to be ambitious, but they don't care. Yeah, it might be an attribute. It might be a turn on to the guy, be like, oh wow, she's ambitious, she likes to do ABC. But the guy is not going to say, I'm not going to marry her because she's not the head of the company. I'm not going to marry her because she's not the manager. That's a lie. That's what girls would do because they want to provide her. Not a man. A man is not going to do that. A man might be happy that, yeah, you have a good job because obviously he doesn't want you to be lazy. But he doesn't really care if you even have a good job or not. He doesn't. He just wants a good person. He doesn't even care if you're between jobs. So men might be like, oh, well, I just don't want her to feel, if that's what she wants, if she wants to work, the man might be like, okay, you know what do you want to do? Let's try and, find you a career, things like that. Do you want to do a business? Do you want to go back to school? Things like that. If you're the kind of woman that's like, I don't want to do all those things, I want to be a homemaker. So men don't care. They don't. They're not going to be like, oh, I'm breaking up with her because she wants to be a homemaker. No. No. A man is not going to say, oh, I'm going to break up with her because, she wants to be the CEO. No. No. Or I'm not going to marry her because she's the CEO. No. Or because she's not the CEO, sorry. That's a lie. That's what girls do, not a guy. So when he said, I don't know anything about her finances, I'm like, dude, what do you want to know about her finances? What exactly do you want to know? Did you ask her? She doesn't look like someone that doesn't have a job, if that's what you're talking about. She said she's a realtor. I remember you guys talked about her being a cheerleader, professional cheerleader. You guys talked about it. So what exactly are you saying you don't know about her finances? Were you guys supposed to sit down and bring out all your money and be like, okay, how much student loans are you owing? Then ask those questions then. This is what I'm saying. When you focus too much on the physical aspect, all he freaking cared about is, oh, does she have an ass? Does she have a lips? You didn't even think about all those things to ask. Okay, so what kind of finances do you have? What is your debt? When are you going to be financially free? When do you think, look at Johnny having those conversations with Amy. I'm trying to retire at so and so age. I want us to be frugal. That's having a financial conversation. You never had that conversation. And now you want to spin it on her? I don't know anything about her finances. Girl, shut the hell up, this guy. Shut the hell up. That's how pissed I was. When I heard that, I was like, where did that come from? I own multiple Airbnbs. This is what I'm doing. I'm very busy. What is it that you're doing? Oh, I'm trying to be a realtor, or I am a realtor, but I haven't really like mail sales or stuff. Okay, that's fine. If I already own Airbnb, so I'm already in the real estate thing, let's join forces. Oh, you need to do ABC course. I'm going to hook you up with this guy. That's what a husband does. That's what a husband does. You lead her to the right path if that's what she wants to do. You don't say, I don't know anything about finances, so I'm going to break up with her. That was just bullshit. That was not true. And I stand by it. And I cannot wait to see the reunion. I am very, very sure it has nothing to do with her finances. He just made that up because he didn't want to look like, oh, I'm breaking up with her because I don't want to marry. Just say it, I don't want to get married. Don't say I wasn't ready and I don't know anything about her finances. Just say, I haven't healed from the freaking trauma that my parents caused. I don't want to get married. I want to be a bachelor. I just want to play around with girls. Then don't come on the show, but say it at least. Then you come on and you say, I don't know anything about finances and I don't love her like that. What? Oh, clearly you don't love her like that, so I don't even care about that part. But when he said the finances part, I was like, excuse me? What? It really pissed me off because I know it has nothing to do with her finances. I bet my last dollar on that. And you guys will see next episode when we do the reunion recap. Nothing. He's just a freaking F-boy. And you know when you know he's crazy is that his dad comes, his dad, and then his dad is like, it's okay, and then, it's fine. Still saying a whole lot of nonsense, and then Clay is like, should I go talk to her? And then dad is like, yeah. You don't want to act indifferent. That is literally, oh my God, an F-boy in training that has graduated. The father is like passing the baton to stupidity and uselessness to this guy. He needs he needs a real man in his life to kind of teach him how to be a real man, because that's just some weak ass move. And then he goes to meet AD. In that moment, right? What are you supposed to tell this girl? Look, I love you. I just wasn't ready. I'm sorry. And if you think it's really about the so-called finances, at that moment you tell her, like, there's just so many things that we didn't talk about. And I wish we had time to talk more about it, like our finances. So, I'd rather we date and like talk about things like that and go gradually from there. That's what a reasonable person, a matured person would have said. What did this guy say? Hi, doesn't mean anything, okay? It's just too quick for me. But I love you. You're not going anywhere. You literally just said to us that you don't love her like that. You don't love her like that. And now you're saying you love her? She's not going anywhere. And I like how when he left, AD is like, I'm done. I'm done. And I hope she's done, because unfortunately, I have a sad feeling that she's going to walk hand in hand with this guy at the reunion and say we're still together, and I'm going to be mad, because he's never going to marry you. People like Clay are not going to get married. They might have a baby mama, but they will never get married, because he's not ready for that. He doesn't even want to. And if he gets married, he's going to constantly cheat on you, whosoever he gets married to. Run away from somebody like him. Just run away. In that moment, AD, when Clay leaves AD, AD says to us that, I don't want to marry someone that doesn't want me. So I'm not doing this relationship anymore. Like, we're done. I'm going to find someone that wants me for me and that I am enough for. Because she feels like she's not enough. And she said something that pissed me off. It didn't matter what he said to me, I was going to say yes. What? Girl, stand up. Stand up. Stop. Stop. But they're done. We can move on to the next couple. We see Clay say, you know what, I just want to go. I'm done. I just want to leave. Bye. Get the hell out. Get out. All right. And now we go to Jenny and Amy, guys. I feel like I need to cleanse my aura out of this nonsense before we get to the beauty, the love, the sweetness that is Jenny and Amy. Guys, before I do that, if you know you're not watching on YouTube, you're listening to the podcast, guys, you can come watch it on YouTube if you want to see, because I know sometimes when you're listening, you want to see it. I'm on YouTube as well, the same name, Auro's Little Bravo and Reality TV with Jessica. Guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're on the podcast, guys, don't forget to follow and also turn on your notifications, okay? All right, let's go on. So we get to Amy and Jenny, and guys, this is the difference. You can tell the clear difference between these guys and the other couples. These guys did the work. They did the work. Whether they were intimate or not, none of my business. I don't care. They did the work. Johnny told her his reservations. He explained to her why he has to be frugal, right? Amy explained her part, like, look, my dad is very protective and all of that. But they tried their best to kind of merge their families together. She made Johnny's sister a part of her bridal train. My goodness. They even kept pictures of their late grandparents. These are people that they have talked about this. They've talked about the life they want to have. You can tell. You can tell. Even when AD was acting a fool, talking about the fact that, Amy is lying about the fact that she hasn't been intimate. Amy was even saying, like, I'm so excited to get married. Like, you could tell the happiness. You can tell. And it's the way Johnny even speaks about Amy. You can tell. And they get to the venue. I'm like, I have no words, because I was smiling all through. It was a breath of fresh air watching them over watching the disaster that I just saw. It went well. They get to the altar. They say their lovely vows, and they both say I do. Everyone is happy. They all party. This is what we want to see. And then Johnny says something in the end. Is love blind? Love is only blind if you actually do the work. You need to put your head down and just focus on that person, about the life you guys want to have. Remember why you applied to be on the show was because you've met so many women out there, or so many men out there, and none of them are cutting it for you. But the producers have been able to cut this thing down to 15 women, and they've told you that, hey, your wife is there. And you talk to these 15 women or these 15 men, and you can pick out your spouse. Now you picked out your spouse. We have to make it work. We have to make it work. So you just laser focus on making it work. You put out all the bad things that you think are not going to work. All right, how do we communicate? How do we get through that? All right, now let's talk about why it's going to work. How do we communicate that? How do we make it work? That's what Johnny and Amy did. That's what Lauren and Cameron did. That's what an Alexis and Brennan did. Those are successful couples, and that's because they have done the work. And you can tell every season when a couple is going to make it. They put their head down and they talk. They work it out. Brett and Tiffany did that. They talk about all these things. They work on it. And that's how you know a successful marriage. You know that. Or at least a successful relationship that would get to a marriage. They did all the work. So if they had said no, I would have been shocked. They were the only ones that were supposed to even get married this season. So I'm glad they were the only ones that actually did. But I love the fact that Johnny said that in the end. Love is only blind if you do the work. If you don't do the work, if your mind is still wavering out there, you're not going to learn. I.e., Jeremy, he didn't even want to do the work. Yeah, Laura pissed him off on day one, and that was it. His mind was all on Sarah Ann. He had this one argument with Laura, and that was it. There was nothing. He was like, you know what? I'd rather just wait and see who Sarah Ann even looks like, and maybe I'd even like her more. And that's what happened. You left the door open. And as Johnny said, you have to close everything. Close everything and just release our focus on the both of you. All right, it's just about us. We have a very short window. Let's make it work. Let's do everything. And unfortunately, somebody like Jimmy tried it. Jimmy tried. Chelsea was just the wrong person. Brittany and Kenneth, I'm not even going to talk about that. Pointless. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. Clay didn't do the work. He kept gaslighting the hell out of AD. And AD has said it before. I love a working red flag. When I say a red flag, I paint my nails to match. So she did the same thing that she did every time, because if not, she knew that she was meant to have gone home the moment Matthew messed her up. She knew that. We knew it. She knew it. She was not meant to be on the show. But hey, you want to go to the DR. You want to have all these memories. So whatever. Because if AD was being true to herself, she was meant to have gone home when Amber left. Facts. Anyways, guys, I think we can end the episode here. I think I've said everything I wanted to say. I hope I have. I'm not even sure. And if I haven't, guys, I'm going to be back again next week, because we have to recap the reunion. I'm only praying right now that Johnny and Amy are still together. And I'm hoping that AD has not crawled back to Clay. I'm hoping that. I know Sarah Ann and Jeremy are still together. We already know that from TikTok. It is what it is, whatever. Guys, how did you guys feel about this final episode? Please let me know in the comment section, guys. Please, guys, I want you guys to please subscribe. Please, 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 please subscribe. The maximum of people who watch this video are people that are not even subscribed. So, guys, please join the family. Please subscribe. Please turn on your notifications. Please share this video. It is free to subscribe. It's literally just a click of a button. Please, okay? I love you guys. I cannot wait to talk to you more. Bye.